If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. And you ain't black. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. And you ain't black. Black. If you have a problem.
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend, and then what does he do? He's supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
I had to remind him that he is a black man, so he can't vote for Donald Trump. How do you look at a black person and tell them what they can or cannot do because of the color of their skin and not realize that you are the racist? I'm asking a serious question.
Y'all gotta be stupid. Let me let you hear what this racist white woman saying. Yeah, you're racist. You're a racist white woman. I had to remind him that he's a black person. You have to tell him and put that Negro back in place and remind him that you still black and I still own you. We tell you what to do. You still black. You still a slave. That's what Chelsea Handler is saying.
So he can't vote for Donald Trump, and
he can't vote for Donald Trump.
How can you hear a sentence where you say to a black person, as a white person, that you are not allowed to do this because you're black, and not realize that you are speaking like a segregationist, like a slave plantation owner, like a racist, like the racist that we have studied and learned about in school, when black Americans were not allowed to do certain things in American society because of the color of their skin. One of them being voting. Black Americans at a certain point did not have the right to vote until after the Civil War because of the color of their skin.
50 Cent, let me tell you what you should do because you black. Since you black, I can tell you how to vote. How dare you step out of the chains of oppression and mental slavery to think for yourself, 50 Cent. This is what Chelsea's saying. And then, let me tell you how weak she think black people are. How weak she think black men are. Is that if she give you a little something, something, you gonna change the way you vote? You gonna take 62% taxes because she give you some of that dry? Let me not get in that. Let me not get into that. Let me not get into your personal life. But you want to say that you're going to trick a black man into relations in order for him to take 62% taxes for the next 4 years. Y'all got to be stupid.
50 Cent came out, he's supporting Trump. And Chelsea Handler's did you forget?
You're black. Chelsea, see, this is what I love about the Democrat Party, is they always put their foot in their mouth. They always expose themselves for the racists that they really are.
Well, they call us racist.
They're always saying that we're the racists. Right, yet exactly. Still, when you look at the situation, they're the racists. They're always projecting their... Man, you better get over here, man. Act like you know somebody.
Hey, I'm going to vote this way or vote that way. These folks are racist as all hell, and they don't even understand it. They don't even understand it. They claim to be anti-racist. They gallivant, they protest, they march, they get on their soapboxes, they yell from the friggin' mountaintops with all of the megaphones that they have, claiming that they are not racist, claiming that they have what's in the best interest of the non-whites. And here we have Chelsea Handler being a literal racist and claiming that she had to remind someone that he was black. and because he's black, he can't support you.
Again, it's because you're black, you cannot support the president. Because you're black, you have to think a certain way.
Yeah.
Because you're black, you have to do what we tell you to do. I'm sorry, Master, but we ain't doing what...
I'm sorry, Master. I apologize, Master.
And
want me to do a little jig for you, Master? Get out of here with that foolishness,
and then they call it internalized racism.
Right.
Like we don't know any better. And you know what? You know what the left always says? I can speak for myself. The left always says white privilege and these guys are racist. But every time I hear racist comments, it's coming from the left.
Thank you.
Jason, why the kind of mania about trying to force certain people to stay in their prescribed lane? Why not just kind of ignore it, let it go? Like, you know, some rapper wants to vote for Trump. Okay, who cares? But they do care. Why?
Because white liberals, just being very honest, like Chelsea Handler, think it's their job to control, maintain, limit the amount of freedom that black people enjoy here in America. We are supposed to be beholden and dependent upon them, and it threatens them when people like Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, 50 Cent, any of these guys stray from their prescription or course of action that they want us to take. It threatens them, and it's her job as basically a modern-day overseer to whip us back in line. And it really is that simple.
And we're also going to get Chelsea Handler's response to Lil Wayne after he threw his support behind Donald Trump. So let's get into it. But it all started here a few days ago when 50 Cent decided to support Donald Trump because he saw Biden's tax plan. He was like, F this, I'm out. I'm going Trump 2020. Then Chelsea Handler informed him that he was black and that he can't vote for Donald Trump, which was clearly a racist comment. Then almost everyone out there called her out for it. As you can see here, the Babylon Bee, Chelsea Handler patrols polling places to make sure no black people are voting for Trump.
If you are a liberal and you think that you are fighting for black rights, and yet you get angry every time a black person tells you that after thinking and coming to their own free decision, they have decided that they want to vote for someone that you disagree with, and your impulsive decision is to tell them you are a black person and therefore you are not allowed to do it, you're a racist. I know, crazy, right? Because you guys have just been thinking that you're not the racist and you've been going around calling everybody a racist. And then you sit here and you tell black Americans what they can and cannot do because they're black. Wake up. Maybe if you start with this Chelsea Handler quotation, you might realize why so many conservatives think that liberals are the real racists.
She's overseeing her plantation here, just making sure no one steps out of line. But it's not surprising that Chelsea Handler's crowd, the SJW woke crowd, were remarkably silent on this issue. Where were the voices calling her out as a racist? And then Lil Wayne came out and he's like, I'm no 50 Cent, I'm going Trump 2020 and I'm not backing down. No one is using me as a handbag. He may be small in stature, but he's obviously big in the mind. That's what's going on. Then Chelsea Handler chimes in and tries to passive-aggressively call out Lil Wayne. Check this out. Here she is. She says, as a white person, it is unacceptable for me to tell anyone of colour how to vote. You just did. You just told 50 Cent how to vote, you goddamn lying hypocrite scumbag. She says, but I can remind anyone who supports Donald Trump that he's a white you-know-what, and it is our responsibility as a society to stand up to white you-know-whats and say no more. Again, implying that Lil Wayne doesn't have the intellect to make his own decision, that we need the woke SJW Hollywood elites in quotation marks to tell the peasants what to do.
So she's disempowered by this because Lil Wayne, who she imagines she has some kind of authority over, him disobeying her means that she's less powerful?
It means that he is more powerful. And I honestly believe that not all, but there are a lot of white liberals who are threatened by the independence and the self-determination of black people. They want us dependent upon them. There is a superiority complex. There is a you guys can't do it without us complex. Yeah. And there is a we want your vote and we want you in line with our feminist agenda. We want to meld the two off of the back of oppression that black people have faced. We want to advance all these other things that have nothing to do with black people.
You don't realize that you look at black Americans, you look at our skin color, and you think that you can automatically assign a bunch of characteristics and a bunch of actions to us based on the color of our skin. That is the literal definition of racism, right? So if you think all black people are oppressed and a black person tells you I'm not oppressed and you get angry, that's because you're a racist and you think all black people are the same. So if you think that me being black means that I'm having the same experience as, let's say, Malia Obama or Sasha Obama, who grew up in incredibly privileged circumstances, it's because you're a racist. That's it. It's that simple. You're a racist. If you can't understand why all black people don't think alike and you get angry when a black person doesn't think the way you think they're supposed to think, it's not because you care about black people. It's because you're a racist and you're a narcissist and you really think that black people exist to make you feel good about yourself. So, you know, if you're out there and you're pounding your fists and you're saying Black Lives Matter and black people need to be heard, and then somebody shares a Candace Owens video and you go, oh, not that kind of black person, then you don't actually care about what black people think or what experiences black people are having, and you don't want black people to have voices. You just want black people to echo what you think so you can look cool in front of your white friends who you want to call a racist. That's what racism is. Using black people as props to get the world to echo what you think. It's a little bit of racism mixed with a little bit of narcissism to equal a modern day white liberal.
Where does this woman get off telling anyone to do anything? She offered to pay someone's taxes in order to switch their vote. And she also offered, I'm guessing intimate favours for the same thing. What kind of absolute garbage trash is this Chelsea Handler?
So, for all of you guys who love cancel culture, who love looking for racism even where it doesn't exist, you can take your little racism-looking selves, okay, at every pocket of the world and direct it to Chelsea Handler. If you're looking to cancel someone today, maybe someone who said, I had to tell him, remind him that he's a black person and therefore he's not allowed to, would be a good place to start. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.
A man and a woman.
Black, 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 black. You ain't black. Black, 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 black. You ain't black.
Come on, man. Come on.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular.
So basically, what Joe Biden just sat up there and said that you black and brown people, you don't know how to use the internet, and it don't matter where you're at. Rural, he said rural and urban, basically everybody, I guess, rural and urban. This just said that. Like again, that was an unedited video. He said that. So I guess my first question is, at what point, if someone continues to say something over and over and over, at what point does it stop becoming a gaffe and it begins becoming who it is that they are? Question of the day.
Ça va péter! Péter!